Hello everyone and welcome to our Alumni Talks webinar that will give you first-hand information on Maastricht School of Management MBA experience and entering the job market in difficult times. My name is Mila and I am the moderator of this webinar on behalf of Unimai. Please welcome our panelists, Recruitment Officer Inka Diddens and two of their successful alumni, Walid and Jitin. They will be telling us about the educational journey and how acquiring a degree from the Maastricht School of Management can enhance your career. You will be able to send your questions throughout the entire webinar by typing them in the chat box, and our panelists will take the time to give you an answer during the Q&A session in the second half of this event. Okay, let's check the sound now. Could you please write in the chat box if you can hear me? Great. Thank you. All right, it's all set and we can start with the presentation now.
All right, thank you very much, Mila. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to meet you. My name is Inka and I'm the Recruitment Officer at Maastricht School of Management. So it's my pleasure to have you here today. But I'm not by myself. I brought two of our actual alumni. So Jitin, would you like to start and briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, this is Jitin here, and I actually joined MSM last year in 2019 September. A bit of on my background. I have 14 years of experience in IT and played roles like SAP consultant and SAP project manager. And then last year I actually kind of decided to take a break from my career and then do something more interesting, probably get more in-depth knowledge of business. And then I got an opportunity with MSM to do a full-time MBA. And that is the reason I came here. And now I have completed my MBA and I'm alumni. So in short, that is about me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jitin. By the way, Elizabeth unfortunately could not make it today, but we also have Walid here with us. So Walid, would you briefly like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, this is Syed Mohammad Walid. I am from Bangladesh. Before coming to this MBA, I used to work in a bank for last 7.5 years. And then I decided to take a break. Like Jitin says that sometimes we need a break to upgrade our knowledge and efficiency. So I choose MSN because they have different types of specializations. For example, I choose digital economy for my MBA specialization specifically because I have some past work experience and I want to take it further. So that is the reason I choose MSM full-time MBA. And I admitted in September 2019 and just finished it. So I am also an alumni. So that is all about for me.
Thank you very much. Before we start talking a bit more about the full-time MBA journey and also how it is to enter the job market, I would just like to give the audience a little bit of a background information so that you all know a bit more about MSM. In short, MSM actually means Maastricht School of Management, and we are one of the oldest and also most international business schools in the Netherlands. So already more than 68 years old. MSM is a small school. Yeah, that really means it's very personal, familiar atmosphere. Class size is usually between 30, 35 students. Also, there are lots of interaction possible. With regards to programs that we offer, different MBA programs, then one master in management and also short executive education courses as well. Like you see already now, Jitin and Walid are from different countries, so also you will find loads of diversity in class, but also amongst the staff. I'm actually from Germany, but my colleagues are from South Africa, from Romania, from Italy. Also that goes for the lecturers as well. Indeed, Jitin and Walid just graduated, so also congratulations to the two of you. So now you're also officially alumni and you are joining our MSM networker. And yeah, but you can also stay in touch with your fellow alumni. And also what's interesting about MSM is that the programs indeed that we offer is all very, very practice oriented and all based on real cases. I don't want to talk too much about the programs in general, but just to fully focus on the full-time MBA today. In a nutshell, it's a one-year program which takes place each year in September. Now we also have an exceptional January intake. It's going to be super compact, but we're also going to talk about that in a moment. And not only classes, but also you have company visits and guest lectures, and of course specialization, what Walid mentioned also. And after graduation, you are allowed to stay another year in the Netherlands if you want to find a job. Yeah, so that's pretty much in a nutshell. Let's get started because I'm sure the audience is pretty curious to hear a bit more about your guys' intentions. So maybe Jitin, you can start us, tell us first of all, why did you actually choose the full-time MBA program, and also why MSM in particular as a business school?
Yeah, I think the reason I chose a full-time MBA program is first thing because I wanted to be in a classroom program, and then wherein I can interact with my fellow yeah, students, and then I can learn more. And then I could have chosen online, but again, the reason is like more of a classroom thing wherein you can interact, and then so I need that interaction. And then I wanted to take a break, like 1 year I wanted to give to this MBA, because if I don't have time for 2 years and 3 years, because online is probably takes more time. So I thought of taking a break and then finish it off in 1 year, and then actually learn from this exhaustive, or let's say intensive program. So that is the reason, and why I chose MSM. I've been searching a lot when I have decided that I will do MBA. I have searched, I think, in Denmark and then basically Europe, because my entire profile is in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, why not do an MBA in Europe? So I actually tried searching in Denmark and then in France and many countries. So I got few responses from other institutes as well, and also from MSM. But when I compared everything, I actually yeah, got to know that MSM is triple accredited. They have EMBA and they have other accreditations. And also on top of that, they have good faculty. And the thing is, they have few good reviews on online. And the main thing which actually motivated me is flexibility. So let's say if I join an MBA, and during the MBA, if I get a job, or let's say something changes, so MSM provides a flexibility to switch the formats, which you can see on the slide. So that is a very big thing, because I thought maybe probably during the MBA, if I get something or my situation changes, then that flexibility is there, and also it's affordable. So I think these are the reasons why I chose yeah, MSM.
All
Yeah.
right, thank you very much. And Walid, could you tell us also why you chose the full-time MBA program?
Yeah, and basically I also have the same reason, like I need a break. And secondly, my situation is if I do it in my home country, I have actually twin kids and lots of family responsibilities. So I mean, every times you cannot concentrate 100% on studies.
Mm-hmm.
So for my case, I want to concentrate it fully and do it quickly. Like MSM MBA is unique because they offer is 1 year MBA. That is also very special because in most of business school they offer at least 1.5 years or 2 years MBA. So that is also one case that it is the fastest. And second thing is, despite being fastest, it does not miss out anything. It covers everything. It is a full 70 credit and it has specialization. We have master's thesis. So everything, nothing is missed out. So basically, my main point is, well, it's good that you are getting an MBA within a year and then without missing anything. Yes, there is a lot of pressure going
Mm-hmm.
on. It's you can understandable, but if we can focus to learn only, then it's not a problem. So that is the main reason that it's 1 year full-time MBA. And the second reason is the specialization. I already mentioned that. I search it in many places, but the thing is focus on digital economy, and that's why I find it better suitable because previously I also started to searching about masters. So not only MBA, I also start masters courses, and I eventually about to get admit in some schools in Amsterdam. But then I think that well, MBA is added some more value and also have the same thing what I'm looking around. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
switched to there.
I see. Thank you. You already mentioned that it's going to be a very busy program. So would you also say it's really like a pressure cooker, like everyone says?
It's everyone says, but I can also say that it's a balanced pressure cooker. Depends on you. Actually depends on you how you manage your time. If you are a good time management, then you can do everything with this
Mm-hmm.
MBA. You can do networking. You can do everything within this pressure. It's a pressure, but it's a pressure that you can take. So
I
my
see.
pressure is not an unsustainable pressure.
Yeah, I guess now you are very good in time management then, Walid. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, now again, both of you are recent alumni. So, Jitin, how would you, or how did you find the MBA experience overall?
I think it is quite good. Initially, like when we came to MSM last year, I think it started really well because with the introduction week, we had 2 weeks full fun. So we had a lot of activities, outdoor activities, and then we have few leadership sessions and then other sessions from many faculties. So I think we actually learned a lot in the initial 2 weeks. Then we had these courses. The first course we had multicultural diversity, and I think the faculties which we had in MSM, they are quite experienced faculties. So to name a few, we have Stephanie, and then we have Yordi from. So we have quite experienced faculty where which you can learn a lot. Like whenever I try to correlate my corporate experience with MSM, I can understand and I get something out of it. Like it's not only about theory, as you told, it's more about practical experience. So I think that experience is quite good, and alongside they also take care about like company visits and other things. I think only thing is if this COVID-19 wouldn't have been there, I think the journey could
Yeah.
have been much better. I think because of that, probably this batch is a bit unlucky. But again, I think probably the other batches, maybe they might enjoy all these things. But I think otherwise the journey was quite good. We have many celebrations and then things like that. So yeah, I think only
Indeed,
COVID-19 is an exception.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, since COVID-19 hit, we are all affected by it. So, in your words, Jitin, what do you say? How did MSM react to avoid that there's much disturbance for the students for the program?
Uh, I think this situation is pretty new for everyone. Nobody has predicted this, and then if I could have predicted, I wouldn't be joining MBA because I actually quit my job. But again, I think this is new for everyone and for MSM as well. But in spite of that, they have reacted quite positively. I think all the arrangements, logistics, and everything. I remember that we got the news in March or somewhere, and they
Yeah.
have done all the arrangements. Like they have purchased license for Zoom, and then they have installed everything. Like we have done practice sessions. I think they have taken care quite yeah, they have managed it very well. So and then we had the classes. I think everybody was giving, even the lecturers were giving the classes on Zoom first time. So I
Yeah,
think with that
indeed. Now
keeping in
everyone
mind,
is an expert.
yeah, I think it is quite good. They have managed it pretty well.
Yeah.
I think I don't have any issues over there. I think it is quite good, given the
Mm-hmm.
circumstances that it is new for everyone. So yeah.
Yeah, indeed. All right. So, Walid, as a fresh graduate, just a week ago, but tell us what is next after graduation?
Well, actually, there is so many things to do. But actually, I do some lists that I need to do. First of all, if we need to stay in Netherlands and settle here, it is better to learn some Dutch because now we have some free time. So why not
Mm-hmm.
utilize this? We had a very jam-packed MBA. So even if previously I admitted for a Dutch learning courses, but cannot make it to the all the classes. So now I have some time. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm learning Dutch now properly.
Mm-hmm.
So there is the thing. And second thing is I have also planned to visit some places, but due to Corona restriction, I am not planning to do is these things. And and after the job searching period, I mean, I will go for this orientation year, and I have other plans to do besides job searching. For example, I will also trying to establish something for myself. For example, a small business or anything like that. I have plans, and I am
Mm-hmm.
already working with people's. And also thanks to MSM, I have been introduced to many opportunities. For example, there is Erasmus Young Entrepreneurship Program. There is Dutch IoT program, and there is many other programs where students can actually apply and show their caliber so that they can get into. So I have already got into one and on the process of another. Even if you don't find job, you have a lot of things to do. Although all
Yeah,
of these
I
are
see.
voluntary, but it will add your experience.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So currently I'm busy with these things.
Yeah, that's a lot for sure. And Jitin, you are also still in the Netherlands, right? So for you, what's next?
Yeah, I think I am also planning to stay here, and I will apply for the ZUKR, which is basically a searcher visa, and then and try my luck. Let's see. I will. My first priority is to get a job in my domain, and then
Mm-hmm.
utilize the knowledge which I have gained from MBA. But let's see, in the worst case, something happens, and I also have plans like Walid. Like I'm doing that parallelly, like kind of freelancing. I'm doing a bit now only. So
Yeah.
even from when I was doing MBA, I had those plans. Freelancing, I was also doing at the time a bit. I have a strong experience in consulting, IT
Mm-hmm.
consulting. So I was doing that as well, and then now even I'm trying for the job, and then if it happens, it's fine. But otherwise, I have some freelancing work as well, which I am doing,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see. I'll probably
For sure to keep us posted.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's the plan now. Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so as you might have seen on the previous slide, as part of the full-time MBA program, there's also a career and personal development track. So that's a big word, but Jitin, it's optional, of course, at MSM. So in your case, how much did you actually make use of it?
yeah. I think this is a really good initiative by MSM, and then like few of the things called a CV review and the mock interview. In my case, I have been through most of these things because I used to kind of coach people. I was a manager of a team, so I used to do most of these things myself. But again, few of the things which I haven't done earlier, like the leadership training and psychometric test, and then yeah, the cultural training. So I think, and Stephanie has given one good training called the Star workshop, wherein you write your CV in that way. I think few of the trainings are really good, but it is really useful for the MBA students to take advantage of this and learn how to structure your CV, your cover letter, mock interviews, everything. So yeah, I think I have taken advantage of few of these.
Mhm.
It is really helpful, yeah, in your career in finding a job.
Walid, did you also use it?
Yeah, I also used it because something is new to me is this
Mm-hmm.
psychometric testing. There is WP result, and they take the result 2 times in a year. So it's good for know that where you stand and where you can move, and also it's good to find out your limitations. So it's better that to take these opportunities. I also take the opportunities of CV review, and unfortunately, due to coronavirus, some
Yeah.
things like our corporate week is going on fully, but except the companies cannot come due to the restriction from Dutch government. But anyway, we will do this fair online now. So hope there will be good outcome. And then there is also job platform like MSN Jobs Teaser. I am also there, and new jobs are posted there. So it is also valuable for the related employees, or for the candidates. They can find out some jobs in this MSM job teaser. And also the CV review, there will the MSM do a very good CV review. And
Mm-hmm.
also there is a networking event in Amsterdam. So yeah, I take some of the events to get my advantage, not all, but I take some, and I see that it's very good. What I suggest that we should attend all if possible.
You would advise to attend all of
Yeah,
the
I will
workshops?
advise to
Yeah.
attend all, because
Yeah.
it is actually, I mean, it is the equal importance of study that you look at your career and personal development. So my
Yeah.
suggestion is to don't miss any one point.
Thank you. That's a good tip. And I think also in general, it might help you to really prepare specifically for a job in the Netherlands if that's what you want to stay here. Because
Yeah.
of course, in career services, we have done some research. So Amazon is also pretty aware of what Dutch employers in particular are looking for. So yes, I would also advise, of course, to make use of it. Before you even came to MSM, so basically when you left your home country, I'm sure that you had also some idea of what career plan, what you want to do after graduation. So did this in some way change during your studies, or do you still have the same career goal before you did your MBA program?
Um,
Um,
Yeah,
Jitin.
can I answer?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I think I have this clear vision from the starting that I have to get a job kind of in project management, or
Mhm.
let's some kind of leadership roles, because I have been doing those roles for a quite long time. And I have, like, I was missing the business depth, and that is the reason I joined MBA. And I learned a lot in the MBA. Like I didn't know finance and accounting, but I was quite surprised that I can do actually pretty well in finance. I got, I think, really good numbers in finance and accounting,
Mhm.
which I never knew, because being an IT guy, I can do well in finance and accounting. This is something kind of hidden potential in
Yeah.
me, which MSM actually unexplored. I think this is something new. And then I learned few things, supply chain and all. So after that, I think I can even apply for other jobs like supply chain analyst or something like that. So this MBA has actually added few competencies in my profile, and probably I will try to utilize those competencies in my job search. So
Mhm.
this is a plan still. Yeah.
That's good to hear. So it's more or less confirmed that you want to stay within project management and that it helped you like
Yeah,
applying the
project
workshops, the
management.
projects.
Yes, I think also there are few roles kind of management consultant, and there are few
Mhm.
roles kind of supply chain. There are in project management, you have roles like supply chain project manager, or you have supply chain business analyst, which also I can apply now with the knowledge which I gain. And then since I have done the same specialization as Walid, digital economy, and then I'm also trying to do kind of a digital transformation consultant. So those are the roles which I will try to utilize after my MBA. Try to, yeah, showcase the knowledge which I have and build upon that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
have few other roles as well now after the MBA.
For sure. And for you, Walid, did your career plans in some way change while doing the MBA?
I actually try to change my career plan. That's why I took this MBA. I mean, if I want, I can get back to my old career. But the thing is, I want to do some more exciting things. For example, previously I was a banker, so my job is to just 9 to 5. You just go do banking and come back. But the thing is, after this MBA, there is a lot of experience and there is a lot of connection I make, and I also developed some entrepreneurial skills. Although my specialization was not like that, but I find it very uh, pleasant to work with new ideas. So I don't know. I think it has changed me. I don't change anything, or I don't have planned anything, but it has changed some portion of myself. So I start looking for other ideas. For example, I even look some PhD program. I even look some entrepreneurship opportunities, and I even look some stock investment. So I mean, I don't know. I am now looking for everything, but previously it was not like that. So many things has changed, and I also don't actively apply for banking job. For example, maybe after graduation I applied only one banking job, still not happily applied. So the thing is,
Mhm.
maybe something inside change. So I need to find some more exciting things. I mean, in job or in my career. So that is the thing I want now.
I see. All right, thank you.
And I also want to take up more
Yeah.
challenges. For example, now I am trying to learn new language, Dutch, and also I am trying to learn new programming languages. For example, in MSM, they started showing me R for statistics programming language. There is a course, their professor shows us how to use R. And then after using R, now I want to learn Python programming language. So the thing is, I mean, your desires sometimes change after you learn something new. So there's
Mhm.
something changed, I can say.
And for sure, that keeps you busy as well. So you're really going all directions. And I'm very curious to hear later on what's going to happen with your entrepreneurship plans. Let's say during the 1 year, so 70 credit programs, how much focus is there actually on the career service workshops and projects, anything that you're working on, Walid?
How much?
How much focus is there on career service? Is this done like every week or is it certain
Oh, career
periods?
service is actually available every now and then. But the thing is, we were actually very busy. So there
Mm-hmm.
is many events going on. That's why I'm saying that the new students or next students should focus on all the events. side by side all the studies. I actually focused a lot on studies and also the events, but my primary focus was in studies. So maybe I miss out some programs, but later I catch on when I see that the benefits are there, other students are participating. For example, I miss out the HDG programs, then I enter into the IoT programs. So the thing is, after a certain moment, I understand that this is also useful and this is also very, knowledge and development or skill development type of thing. So that's why I suggest everyone to start networking events from the beginning.
From the beginning, yes, indeed. Yeah, that's really beneficial. I mean, of course, also your networking starts already within your classroom and then with the lecturers, but really also attend, if possible, networking events. But like both of you mentioned earlier, of course, this year was a bit different because of COVID, because normally we would also host a corporate week, not digitally, but at MSM, where we invite all our corporate partners for workshops, speed dates, interviews. Then, of course, alumni and networking you have. There's a great expat center as well, which introduces you also networking within their range. And it's also at the end, of course, also we provide you services, and then also it's really up to you. Like you said, since it's optional, how much you really want to use it. You know. Overall, looking back, what stands out for you as a fun activity, Jitin?
I think we have some before COVID-19. So
glad to hear.
I enjoyed actually the introduction week, which is the kind of two-week thing, and then we had a lot of fun over there. Like every other day, we had some parties and then some dinners. So I think that was fun. And then after that, we have a couple of events like international dinner was quite good. We got to taste food from different nations and all, and then we have carnival event. So I think these were the events which really stand out, and then we actually enjoyed the culture from different countries, and then so I think these are the events which really stand out for me in terms of networking. And there were other networking events from MSM, like we went to Amsterdam, we went to a few other companies for seminars and all. So I think this is
so you did have some company visits, right, before before Corona.
Yes, we have some. I think we have one of the company visits at Boston Consulting, and then we have one in Amsterdam, and I think one or two more. So but I think after that COVID came, so destroyed everything. But we did have some of these events planned earlier.
And for you, Walid, when looking back, what stands out as a fun activity?
Yeah, I really like this base camp thing. I mean, where everyone go and play whole day around, do many activities with MBA and MM students. So that day is actually, I mean, not really focusing on networking, some day to have fun. So that day we are all in a funny mood. We do a lot of activities. There is a lot of challenge, games, footballs. So yeah, that day I enjoyed a lot. So that day actually we played whole day. Yeah, also Jitin, remember our football match is going on and going on.
We played the entire day. Like those are the days we freshly came to MSM, and there were no we don't have anything on back of our mind that we have to do this course and that course, and we were really enjoying like those 2 weeks were like I can say our personal side came out, and then we actually got to know the students quite well. So I think this is a good initiative from MSM. The 1 or 2 weeks they gave to the students, wherein we can understand the other side of a person, and then without these MBA courses and all, I think that is also good. But I think initially we got the time to learn each other and then understand the personal side as well, and the adventurous side. So we have seen many other forms of a person like Walid and then other guys.
Yeah, actually it is needed because in whole MBA program you have to do a lot of group work. In every students they have to do works in a group. So if you can get together, get along with other people's, it's also a skill. So it will be helpful even if in your job life. So it's better to have this type of events. I don't know with Corona whether it is changing in future or not. But actually, I'm thankful that at least we have all this, and then Corona comes.
And could you let us know also how many students were in your classroom in total? How many were you?
Oh, we have 29 students.
29, right? Yeah, and Walid, you mentioned earlier also MM students. So yeah, indeed, because MSM is a small school, so you also often meet the Master in Management students, of course. So you can also definitely do networking with them. And then during the specialization, so both of you did digital economy, right? Yeah. So then you also probably met some of the students from the online MBA and executive MBA, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also really nice for your networking. Walid, you're practicing Dutch, right? That's what you just said. How important is it, do you think, to speak Dutch when you come here?
It's beneficial. I say that before came, if it's possible to learn some Dutch, is better. But I think after you finish MBA or after you finish your studies, if you want to stay Netherlands and want to, I mean, had the citizenship or something like that, I mean, Dutch is needed. I see that there is a up to a level you have to learn, no matter whether you get a good job or bad job, that doesn't count. But if you want to stay, because in certain level, maybe B1 or B2 in future, I don't know, there will be new rules are coming. But until now, if we have A2, then it's fine. You can have citizenship after 5 years. So I think it's better that when you have time, whenever you have time, you should invest learning on this language.
And you, Jitin, are you also planning to learn some Dutch, or do you maybe know some Dutch words already?
Yeah, actually, I did a mistake. I didn't learn Dutch. I started it, I think, last year in November, and then I for 1 month, and somehow, yeah, I skipped that because of something. I went to home, and then few things
Yeah.
happened. But as Walid said, I think it is beneficial if you are planning to stay in Netherlands, and then if you are trying to find a job. I think it is always beneficial to learn the local language. It helps you a lot connecting with the local colleagues, and then also, even if you are not staying here for long, I think it is always good to learn a local language if you have time. So I am actually trying to do that now. I started again, and then
Okay.
I'm trying to learn Dutch. Let's see
Yeah.
how it gets, but again, yeah, it's very beneficial.
Because the program, of course, is completely in English, because your classmates are from
Yeah,
all over the
yes,
place. So at MSM, you basically do not need to speak English. And then the Dutch are known for speaking great English as well. So basically, you do not need it, right? But again,
Yeah.
depending on the job that you might want to apply
yes,
for, yeah,
yeah.
it could be from advantage.
I
And
think you
also maybe
can.
for,
Yes,
yeah,
sorry.
sorry, no, go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that Netherlands is basically an international market. So you still have 60% of the market, I would say, as international English. But again, you can actually have a wider market. If you learn Dutch, you can get access to the rest of the 40%. So your chances are more. And then even if you learn Dutch, I think then that 60% becomes 100%, or like you never know. Even if within the 60%, if you know Dutch, then your
Yeah,
chances are even brighter. So
indeed.
Yeah.
that is the reason. Yeah.
But one thing is that, Jitin, you don't miss anything, because if you even try to learn, I tried to learn during MBA, but the MBA studies get caught up and I forget everything. So the thing is, you don't learn, it's no problem. You have time now, so you can start learning.
Yeah.
Before MBA, it's a time, but in any MBA student, I suggest to do their thesis work, not touch. So if
Yeah,
they
of
want to
course.
finish it within 1 year, they should really focus on their thesis work.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
But that's probably also a nice tip, because of course we're looking at the next intake, which is January, but the one after is September only next year. So those students that want to apply for that intake, of course, they might already start taking
Yeah.
some Dutch courses in their home country
Yeah,
to
They still have
prepare.
time, 3-4 months. So probably they can do a first level at least. That will
at
help them.
least yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, now we have here the slide open on the orientation year. So since both of you are still in the Netherlands, could one of you explain a bit more what exactly this orientation year permit is?
Yeah. Actually, I was planning for applying this orientation year. and it has some benefits because within the orientation year, you have a free access to the Dutch labor market, and you don't need any kind of work permit. Like you can freely apply to jobs, even if you can do start your own business with this permit, and you can also do a freelancing. So you have all the options from the government to do, and then it gives you freedom. And I think the other benefit which I know is you have an option of low, I think low salary criteria, something like that. So the companies are encouraged to hire you because if you don't have this low salary criteria, they have to hire you at a higher salary slab, and then probably they will be discouraged. So with this Zukia, they are encouraged to hire you because they don't have that criteria. So I think these are the reasons. Probably the Zukia is really good, but this is only 1 year. I thought if it is like even
Mm-hmm.
more, probably 2 years, then yeah. But yeah, if you get a job, you get a job in 1 year. Yeah, but I think if it is even more, it could be much beneficial to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially the recent situation of coronavirus. Job
Yeah.
is currently tight, but I say that we can also have time to learn Dutch in this 1 year. And if you want to have some classroom based, there is also classroom based classes are going on. So it's not always Zoom. So I say that this 1 year is very helpful. But like Jitin, I also think that if it's at least for now, if it's extended, like the situation, if the government think that it should be extended because some people have trouble finding job
Mm-hmm.
within this 1 year, so it is better to have 2 year for now. But usually 1 year was sufficient because when I came here, I see that our previous batch
Mm-hmm.
uh, who are trying to stay or who are trying to get in a job, I see that they got within 1 year. So it's not a very short time, but due to coronavirus situation, maybe it's now it is bit tougher.
Yeah, it's indeed a bit more challenging, right? That's totally true. The whole idea is, of course, that indeed you are allowed to stay another 12 months in the Netherlands, and also the rules just recently changed, so now it's also possible to do an internship. So, for example, one of the masters in management students just got an internship at an agriculture company. So that's really nice. Netherlands is not too big, of course, just to give a bit of an idea. Maastricht area usually are a lot of healthcare companies based, but then if you look more north, like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Utrecht, that region, The Hague, there are also loads of companies and also very international companies there. So yeah, you might also want to look at the broader picture indeed. Um, but yeah, it's really optional as well. So for example, we have also some students, like probably some of your classmates, they went back to their home country already as well, right? So it's really optional. Yeah. Do you have any tips for potential students that also want to start a full-time MBA at MSM?
First tip should be have if they have some spare time, they should learn Dutch. This is
Mm-hmm.
the first tip. And second tip is like after coming to here, doing all the career and CPDS development work so that they should not miss out anything.
And you, Jitin, do you have any tips?
Yeah, I think if it depends, like if a person who is like having experience of 5 plus and all, he might be knowing
Mm-hmm.
few things about corporate and like business management, accounting. But again, if somebody doesn't have much experience, like 3 years and all, probably then they can spend some time learning these skills. Then they can better understand the MBA courses. Like we have some sessions on corporate strategy, we have on
Mm-hmm.
finance, accounting, and then leadership, other things. So I think you spend your time learning these skills before coming to MBA, because then you can better utilize, you can better understand these topics. So this
Mm-hmm.
is one of my suggestion before coming here. I think after coming here and joining MBA, I think that this is my suggestion. Don't entirely depend on the MBA, because you have to adapt yourself to the market. So also learn the skills which are in the market, because MBA tells you specific subjects. But again, if you have interest in particular subject, try to see what is there in the market outside, like agile, digital transformation, and things like that, and upgrade yourself. So parallelly also work on your part, and then along with the MBA. So this is my suggestion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because talking about work experience, indeed, we ask for minimum 3 years of work experience, but of course, the more is also, sometimes we see in class, like you, Jitin, you had more experience. When it comes to class profiles, of course, for example, the both of you are from different country, different background as well. And so is everyone else of your fellow classmates, of course. So there's
Yes.
big diversity. But at the end of the day, it's also a general MBA. So pretty much you will be doing all courses related to management and business. But yeah, anyway, you have to do also foundation courses or the GMAT that might also help you to start preparing for the MBA.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and like the both of you said, learning some Dutch could be an idea as well. If, for example, the long-term goal would be
Yeah.
to also stay in the Netherlands. No. Okay, I think we're almost at the end of the questions that I had prepared. Is there something else that you would like to share that might be still interesting for potential students to hear about the program, the experience, the school?
I think probably one thing is we have something planned, like every MBA course. I think MSM takes out for 1 week. We have this orientation thing week or something wherein we have planned to go out to Germany or something because of COVID-19.
Innovation Week.
Innovation Week, sorry.
Yes.
So as I said, the COVID has destroyed few of the plans. But I think it's a good opportunity for the upcoming students to utilize those innovation week, corporate week, and things like that. And probably when you come here, I think you can see the market is changing now. So it is not earlier times when because the entire supply chain, everything is changing. It is more virtualization, digitalization. So that is the reason I said, along with the MBA, also try to focus on the other things which are happening around, like virtualization and how to. Earlier we are used to having meetings, classroom meetings, right? Now the entire corporate meetings are virtual. So if somebody doesn't have those skills, then try to develop those skills. It will help you in the future. So yeah, maybe some of those skills might.
Thank you. And you, Walid, anything else that you want us to share?
I already shared one thing that if you are serious about MBA, then at least you have to start your research work earlier. So in MBA, you have three options: either do a research or do a business plan or do a business consultancy project. Whatever you choose, start it earlier and start to develop your things very professionally. So it will help you at the end of the MBA. Like we have a very crucial time due to coronavirus. Sometimes data management or anything, data collection or something become very tough for us. But if you plan those earlier, then maybe whatever problem comes, you can face it. So my suggestion is to after entering an MBA, students should focus on their project, whatever it is.
Yeah, you are referring to the final project. So just to briefly summarize, as a final project, we give three options for the MBA students: either completion of a business plan or an academic research paper, which is like the thesis, or also business consultancy project. But yeah, since it's so compact, it's better to start this sooner than later with preparing for that one. Good tip, Walid. All right. Well, then I think from our side, that's it so far. Mila, maybe you can see if there will be any questions from the audience.
Thank you so much for this informative panel. We do have some questions. I think the first one goes to Jitin. Was quitting your job a tough decision?
Yeah, it was tough because, but parallelly, I was actually trying for this MBA thing, planning for this MBA thing for a while, like 1 or 2 years. So I have already made up my mind that I will do an MBA, and then I was just searching for an institute, good institute, and when I finally got one, like MSM, and then I have to choose between them, either MSM or let's say my job. But again, I got some agreement probably with my company then that even if I go there, I can do some of the freelancing work as well. So I have that in mind that even though I don't have that, but I can do some freelancing work. But again, it was a tough decision to be in a company for like a long time and then you leave it. But you do this always unless until you take a risk in your life. That was a kind of a planned risk for me. But some unplanned risk comes, like COVID-19. We have in project management two kind of risk. That is known unknown and unknown unknown. So what I have taken is known unknown, and then what COVID came is unknown unknown. So, but you won't get something in your life unless until you take some risk. So that is the reason I took some risk with something planned, which I had. And even if I was doing those things, freelancing thing, so it was a tough one, but I think we will reap the benefits probably after some time. Let's see. Will that answer the question? I don't know.
Yes, thank you. We have another question, and I think it's both to Walid and Jitin. And maybe Walid, we can start with you. Will it be possible for you to mention on the way how you manage your time, like regular day plan?
I actually have a very simple plan, that is, do not waste time. So the thing is, it's not like that you have to have a 9 to 5 plan, because if you are in a full-time MBA, we have only class from 9 to 5, and in the week you don't have class. That week you are busy with your documents or assignments or group work. So the thing is, you really don't have much time, but you have to be very careful that you don't waste time. For example, you don't waste time in cooking a lot, or you don't waste time in watching serial, or you don't waste time in roaming around in the city, because there is an option that you can buy a ticket, and if every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday you can go by train in Netherlands. You can roam around beautiful places, but my suggestion is, don't do that. If you just don't waste time within this 1 year, you will be fine. You don't need to have a very strict calendar or something like that. You have to do this before this, and you finish this before this. It's nothing like that. I was just keep following the schedule of MSM, and I just keep pacing with that I am finishing everything within deadline. So I don't waste time, but sometimes I invest some time on learning new things like Dutch learning, but I think I cannot cope up with the MBA schedule, so I left it. So my suggestion is, follow your MBA schedule, because you came here to do an MBA first, and then also follow all the CPDS things, but don't waste time. You don't need to manage it properly, but if you just don't waste time, you see that you are a productive guy. I believe that everyone chosen by MSM is a bit of productive guy. So, so the thing is, you are a productive guy. You just don't need to waste your time.
Thank you, Jitin. Maybe if you want to add something to you, or explain your day plan and how you organize your time.
Yeah, I think as Walid said, I agree. But just to add few things, a different opinion, probably a bit different, because I think you should also enjoy when you are in Netherlands. Because if you are fully with this MBA thing, then sometimes there are times that you get depressed. So also take time out from your schedule, and you can plan, because it's not that you will study every time, right? And then because of COVID, we couldn't enjoy at that time. But I think you guys, when you are coming, it's a beautiful country, so go out, enjoy. But also, as Walid said, MBA is your primary goal. Don't get away from your primary goal, but also take time to go out, yeah, chat with friends, and then yeah, see the city, other cities as well, and then do all kinds of things, until unless you don't deviate from your main goal. So balance it. I think always remember your main goal, and parallelly you can do other things as well. Yeah, I think that is my suggestion. You should try out other things, unless until it is not affecting your main goal. So yeah, you have to plan things well. Yeah, that's my suggestion.
Thank you. Our next question is on financing your MBA. Maybe you can share some tips and how you did it, whether it was through a loan or personal funds or scholarship. Maybe we can start with you.
Uh, I think MSM already has scholarship for some countries. that can students avail half scholarship, or not half, I mean close to half. So they can apply and get this scholarship based on countries. So first thing is they should know how much they can avail, and they should apply. And they can also take another advantage, like for example, I paid earlier, and there is an early payment benefit also. If you pay full earlier, then MSN can also have some arrangement for you. It's a very little amount, but still you can save some. So it's not that you cannot save, but you have to look out all these opportunities. And second thing is, I am coming from mostly my personal fund, no loan, because previously I used to have a job for last 7 years. So that time I actually don't waste money. So actually I plan some, and I also I work in an international organization. So when I do an early retire, I also get some additional fund. So I used all the fund for MBA studies program. So my side is this. Jitin can tell about more.
I think it's more or less the same. I use a combination of sources. So yeah, I think it depends on every person. So you can't just have a rule for that. It depends on your personal situation, economic situation, how well you equipped. So I think you can use a combination of sources. What suits you. I think there is no exact answer for this. It depends on your personal situation. So that's what I would suggest. Yeah.
One
I
thing
will
I must
also,
suggest, that you should always keep a buffer amount to save you from any unnatural disaster. For example, this coronavirus came, and suppose that we have to stay here without job for a long time. Suppose if anything can happen to you and your family. So what you do is not only manage exactly the amount needed for the MBA, have some additional, because we don't know for the future. And also from the MBA we learned that there should be a buffer of everything. So whatever risk you take, you should have some buffer.
and Mila, just to add, after the webinar, I will also be happy to share some information through email about the scholarship, the payment plan options, living expenses in Maastricht. And of course, everyone can also always contact me or my colleagues, and then we can give some personal advice on the fees and funding options.
Thank you so much for that. So Inka will take time to answer those questions in separate email to all of you, or you can send them to me and I will make sure that they get through to her. Speaking of Maastricht, how easy is to get accommodation there? Maybe share your experience with finding accommodation around the town.
Walid, you start.
Yeah, I can say that it's easy if you start searching earlier. So here, what Jitin says earlier, that you have to plan everything. Here, your plan comes into more benefit, because even if you plan to study later, there is no problem. But you have to start searching for accommodation once you get into MSN. As soon as you get into MSN, do not waste even single day, because actually. Even if there is coronavirus, there is international students in Maastricht, and there is always they are coming. So nothing is stopping them. So you have to find your room. Maybe you can. I advise to get subscribed with some agencies, like some good agencies. For example, I subscribe in Maastricht Housing. They are actually very good, because both Maastricht University and MSM suggest them. So you can subscribe with them and search your rooms according to your preference, and book it as soon as you admit into the MSM. So that, I mean, the booking process is very easy. You can book it in from your own country, and you don't have to pay even full. You came here and then pay to themselves once you start living. But my suggestion is book it earlier, so that no one else can take it before you. Otherwise, when you come here, within 1 or 2 weeks, you think that it's easy, that I just land and within 1 week I get a room. You can get a room within 1 week. There is no trouble, but the trouble is it will affect your budget severely. So if you planned earlier, you will get a room within your budget, reasonable, and everything suitable to your preference. But if you don't plan earlier, you have very little time to find out, because in September all international students are coming together. So everyone is searching from room. So if you search earlier, like for example, I start on April and I book it on May. So what happened when I come here, I have no tension in my mind. Just chill, come to the room and start MBA. So my suggestion is start searching earlier and you will definitely get a room.
Thank you for that. Jitin, can you share your experience with finding accommodation?
Yeah, I was like, to this one, I didn't plan it well because I was actually doing many things, and then I was searching. But again, as a project manager, you know, I am a project manager, so I always keep backup plan. So I had I had this backup plan. I actually, but I suggest plan it well. But again, I had this backup plan. I booked something kind of a hotel. It's a hotel or guest house, whatever, apart hotel, which is kind of very close to MSM. And then I got a good deal, so I actually took that. But otherwise, you have other things like where I'm staying now. It's Zoyer Housing Society, kind of those things. So it's for students. You can actually book it from your own country, as Wallace said. So I think this is the time where you have to plan it well, because every time you don't get, you're not lucky to get a room within 1 week. So you have to plan it well. And then Maastricht is kind of a students hub, so you have many universities over there. And so if you come with the last moment booking something, then you might not even get anything. So I think in my session is same. I think plan it well in advance, probably 1 month advance, so to book something.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah. So we have time for one more question. And again, it's for our recent alumni here. Can you please share your experience with applying for internship programs at companies? Maybe Jitin, we can start with you, or Walid.
Yeah, I think internship, you can, I was actually not looking about internships, more on jobs full time. But again, I think as Inka mentioned, you can also use orientation year for that. But again, along with the MBA, you can also apply internships. I think many guys, they got internships during the program or MBA program. So, and then they are quite open for internships. If the company likes you, probably you can do your final project with that company as a part of internships. But you have to keep applying throughout your MBA if you want to do your final project. And after your MBA also, or classes, you can do actually internship. So my suggestion, I think Walid, you can add more probably.
Because this is a new opportunity after coronavirus, we can apply this internship. But as Jitin, my view is also same, because we have completed our project. We can still apply, but I am actually looking for a full-time job. So that is the reason I don't started applying for internship. But if you want, you can always apply. And the new rules are here, so you can apply for internship. And like Jitin says, the companies are actually open to hiring the interns. I see that after 6 months, when internship end, many is getting permanent contract from the companies. So it's better if you want to apply, you can also do it.
Thank you. So it's time to wrap up this wonderful event. Thank you, Inka, Jitin, and Walid for this informative presentation and for sharing so much of your personal experience. To those of you whose questions were not answered, I will make sure that they get through to our panelists and you will receive an answer to them. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to attend and to...
Thank you too, Mila.
Be panelists for this webinar. You will receive a link with the recording of this whole webinar, so you can rewatch it for everyone who is right now with us. On behalf of the Unimai team, we wish you luck in your academic journey, and we hope to meet again soon. Again, thank you all for this.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.